What up, everybody? Back again this week. I was actually going to go ahead and update how I started my digital media company through Shopify. And I was actually going to talk about some of the ups and some of the downs of that process. Because even though you can set up your own, like I said, store in that Shopify format, it is not all great. I guess there are some ups and downs, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. So first, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the website setup. So after I set up my website, it was fairly easy to set up the website. Like I said, I think on previous videos I said I did on my phone, but I did upload videos and I had kind of photos that were really big, so they had to be compressed, and that made my website run extremely slow. So when you do a Shopify store, in the back end of it, it will kind of tell you exactly how fast your store is running for websites and how fast it's running for the mobile. And mine was running around 3 to 5 seconds per interaction. I think that was on websites, and I think it was running about 4 or 5, maybe 6 seconds for the mobile loading. And the loading, from what I understand, when I was doing research on it, the slower a website loads, more likely people are going to exit out and do their own thing, or maybe go to another website, and sometimes it won't come back. And so mine was running extremely slow. It was running about 50% of other websites. It'll kind of give you that information also. And that's actually what mine was running around 50%. So what I had to do to troubleshoot that was I went to Fiverr. I know people talk about Fiverr. I think there's another one. But I went to Fiverr and I found someone that was able to go into the back end, and they were able to compress the videos, compress all the video that I had going on there and make it run a lot faster. So it was actually running within 98, 99% for the website. Still a little bit slower, but it was running moderate for the mobile app, which is the best we could do. We could get it, I think it was like 80%. So even though the website runs extremely well, really fluent, the mobile was actually very slow, not slow, but just average at best. So it was a little bit there. So that was kind of an update. That was kind of like, I would say a down, but I was able to work that out. Like I said, I didn't notice that in the beginning. On my website, like I said, on my mobile was running pretty quick. On my actual laptop that I was working on, it was running pretty quickly. So, but it does show right now that it runs at a top speed. So I did go to Fiverr. I think I paid about $80 for that. And the person was able to go in there, said they were able to streamline and compress a lot of stuff and get it to run a lot faster. So that was kind of a down, but turned around to be an up. Another thing was I didn't set up a mandatory email. So at the time when I was actually setting up the independent, it was very cool, like I said, but people were hitting me up saying, hey, I'm not able to access it. So I had to go into a setting in the Shopify store and say that you had to actually add an email. Because I was doing that manually. Like people were like, let me know, hey, I can't access this. And now I had to get their email, and I would add their email in the back end of the single app. And then one of those I still had trouble with. So I had to actually call Single directly, and not call them, but I had to email them directly. And they were super helpful, getting that access to that person and letting them know that this is how we have to do it. And then they sent me an email, letting me know that, hey, you have to set the setting up to make sure that they have to put in the email so that they can get all the confirmation and things like that so they can watch it. So that was kind of something that had to be set up in the back end. I didn't really notice it in the beginning. Like I said, you're super excited to kind of get the video up. You're super excited to have the rental set up. So then when people actually did start renting it a little bit, I didn't know that this was going to come up, but I was able to assist them and get that set up. And now in the setting in Shopify, I was actually able to go ahead and make sure that they set up a mandatory email. So in the future, even though I'm hoping that there won't be any issues, but if it does have any issues, I'll kind of know how to address that. Because I have multiple people have that problem. Like they say, hey, I purchased this, but I'm not able to see the video, which is a bad experience for your consumer, especially when they purchased it. So they want to see that right away. So I think that was a down, but we did fix it. I was able to go in the settings and make sure that every purchase, everything that we had taken care of was set up. And now you have to get an email. You get all the email confirmation and you get a link that gets you go through that. Then I had to kind of troubleshoot why people couldn't see, certain things. I think that was kind of addresses that. Like I said, that was one of the reasons the emails weren't set up. The full, purchase flow wasn't actually completed. So once we got that done, it seems to be working pretty good. I went to Fiverr for a few things as well. Like I said, Fiverr is a good resource. Like I said, what I like to do through Fiverr is kind of vet the people I have with it. I like to kind of go through, see the reviews. I like to talk to them a few times. And then I'll talk to multiple people at a time. So if I'm looking for, let's say, like even with the compression for making the website run a little bit faster, I actually talk to, I want to say maybe 9 people. I like to interview them and make sure that I'm getting a good gig and make sure that I'm getting value work for what I'm getting, I'm paying these people for, and make sure that the website is going to be fluid. So Fiverr was a good resource for me to get that set up and get that going. One of the things I think is the worst, I guess the biggest downfall for setting up a digital media space is that when you're on social media, like in social media, the Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they'll allow you to set up a shop. And in your shop, you can sell merch, you can sell, hats, beanies, trucker hats, things like that. But what they don't let you do is they won't let you set up your own digital space. So I'm not allowed to put my product, like I said, we have a docuseries out. I'm not allowed to put the docuseries in Instagram or Facebook or TikTok in those stores because they won't let you do anything digital, which I find very odd because they're digital platforms. They have digital space, but they won't let you highlight or showcase any of your digital content for downloading. You can put a video up, you can do that, and you're trying to direct people to the actual website so that they can go ahead and video and download it from there, or they can go ahead and watch it from there, but they won't let you put the actual product into your posts, which like I said, it's just very odd to me because they're a digital space. So you would think that you'll be able to include digital products in there. But I think maybe for aesthetic reasons, or maybe it's more of they want you to purchase things through them so that they can get it. They don't want to compete. Maybe, I don't know. But that's across all platforms. I even went to Fiverr on that one and had people say, hey, I'm having, the product will show up on your page. Like the funny thing is, like the album will show up in your Facebook, your business page. It'll show up in Instagram. So you'll try to tag it, and then when you tag it, there's a glitch or something happens where people can't see it, or people say, hey, I went to that and I didn't get a chance to see what that product says. So it won't let you do that. And then everybody that called on Fiverr or tried to get that to fix it, they said, hey, you know what, this is a digital product and you can't do that with digital products. It has to be like a physical drop ship, maybe like a print on demand type of deal. Then that you can highlight, but you can't highlight downloads, or you can't highlight rentals or digital rentals or anything. But if you have a physical product that you want to sell, like I'm wearing like a chaotic hoodie or the sweatshirt that we did at Venice Beach or whatever, if I were to put that out for sale, then you can put that up there in the store for Instagram or Facebook, but you can't put anything digital. So I thought that was kind of a down type of thing. And then having a business profile, I realized that also when I try to highlight the album, I'm not able to highlight the album with the music on it. So I have my music that I own completely outright. There's no record labels or anything that owns it. We own it ourselves. And I'll put a picture of the album. I'll do some type of like promo, some type of press, and I'll put the actual music on there, and then it will take it down saying that I'm not the copyright owner. So that is definitely not a good look on Instagram or Facebook. But I don't really use Facebook or Instagram as like, kind of like a social media thing. I use it just kind of to highlight what's going on. So very disappointed to know that you have an album, and you can put your music on, especially in a business profile. I know in other profiles, they say that you're able to go ahead and I guess adjust it at some point. But the fact that I own the music and the fact that it's like, it's a Chaotic Styles album. And then if you look at the registered owner of it should be Chaotic Styles. But then when I put the actual CD cover with the music that we own onto the actual, the video, the book of it, like, or I put the actual, music to the CD case or the CD picture, it'll take it down saying that I'm in a copyright claim or copyright infringement when I own the copyright. But like I said, social media, I take it here or there. I mean, it is a great tool. That's where the people are, but I don't use it 100% as the end all be all. So, I mean, if that's the rules, that's the rules. But that's kind of a other thing that you have. Like I said, if you have music, I don't know, maybe people can show me another way or tell me another way. But when I find that anytime I post my music that I own 100%, maybe it's because it's not through the system or the machine that they take it right back down to saying that I'm not the copyright owner or this is copyrighted music and I'm not allowed to use it. And that's on TikTok and all of them. So that's kind of frustrating, especially when you spend weeks building a whole, campaign to this and trying to roll out a certain wait for it to look, and then you get it all done after weeks of preparation. And next thing you know, they take it down saying, sorry, you can't use this music, which I own. Other than that, I think those are pretty much, like I said, our ups. Those are our downs as far as some of the conflict or troubles that I had to do. We had to troubleshoot around that. Haven't been able to troubleshoot around the product. The only thing is that we do have some merch coming up, I guess you want to call it merchandise, but we have some hoodies, t-shirts. I'm going to have some hats coming there. So I will be able to put those in my shop. But the digital content I'm not able to do. But the website can host it. Like I said, that is a benefit if you have these products that you can sell on your Shopify store, because you can't still sell it on your Shopify store. And Single does have a thing where they can let you bundle merch with album sales and things like that. So we'll be able to host that on the Instagram and Facebook or whatever, even though everything is on Shopify, our store, Chaotic Styles. In the future, we'll be able to go ahead and highlight some of these products that we're going to be using. But those were kind of the ups and downs. It's kind of a quicker video, I guess. I don't have too much to say on that. These are just some of the things that I noticed when building the site, doing Shopify, some of the things that I want to highlight as maybe problem solving or problem issues that might come up that you might have to problem solve around or have a workaround with. So I'm going to go ahead and just sign off on that one. I thank everybody for reaching it this far in this video, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, for all the creative people out there, man, this is a very valuable tool that you can use to set up your own stuff. Next week, I'll figure out what I'm going to talk about as far as the process of setting this up. But I want to thank everybody, and I'm out. Peace.